Oh, there we go. I knocked my stream deck. Ah! I knocked my stream deck, which has a mute button on it. Oh, I'm munching. How are we doing? How's things? Don't worry, we'll get into it. I'm gonna be in Blender today. Tiring? Oh no, sorry to hear that. How come? Get cheesed. Oh god. Yeah. Music. I just realised that I've talked about it a lot, but I actually haven't made a Discord event for the Minecraft server opening, so I'm going to do that. Event. Oh, create event. Stage. Using Minecraft server opening. That's going to be on Friday at 8 PM. Minecraft. See, now I need to stop coughing my lungs up. Ugh. Sorry, that was probably kind of gross. Screenshots. I only took one screenshot on the Cobblemon server. You know what? That's a great screenshot for the event. Let's use that screenshot. Copy that. There we go. Event made. There we go. Okay. I did the thing. There we go. Job has been done. Chisps. Okay. I guess I'm gonna get Blender open. So I think I've decided that the first thing I'm going to do to get it back into it is the one that, in theory, looks quite simple, which is doing some rings. Just to get back into it. It's already been a month since I made anything. So we're just going to do a quick one. Hi, Ace. Oh, thank you for the sip. Got some tea to drink. Oh, Ace, I don't think you were here on the second stream on Monday. Thank you for the advice on the book. It's working. It's not quite perfect, but it is working, so thank you for the advice on that. One of the contact is being a bit finicky, and I don't know why. I don't know why, but the animation itself is working as intended now. But I can't work out, sometimes it doesn't fire. I'm like, why? Might just be something in the contact settings that I need to mess with, but I don't know yet. Okay, where is Blender? Blender. There we go. Hi, Carls. Hope you're doing okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. Open. I was looking at my owl again. VRC assets, various base for assets creation. Did you add an interruption source? I don't know what that is. So I'm going to say no. I don't know what that is. I know so little about Unity. If I go here, content. Where's the create a companion? There it is. I can show you very quickly. All right. So again, this is going to be not asset specific. So this is just so that I can like get a rough size idea. Because as you can see, most avatars are sort of within a certain size range on average. Obviously, there are extremes. Some avatars are like, oh, I'm going to be small. Like the Cobble. Cobble is smaller than average. By default. It's in transitions. It's basically saying when this happens, move on, as sometimes it makes the animation take priority and doesn't move on. Okay. Move up. Yeah, music's good. Music's good. Nova Beast with whiskers is kind of cute. Cube. Actually, no. We're not going to cube. Okay. So, watch this not do it now. Because this always happens when I try to show somebody a problem. The problem miraculously isn't there. What? So, book goes to hand. Good. There we go. So sometimes it doesn't fire. The page does turn. But sometimes it just decides not to. There we go. And also, no matter what page it's on, it closes. So, I worked that bit out with this. Sorry if it looks awful, but I worked it out. So you're saying it's in the transitions. So what do I need to do? What is an interruption source? I don't know what that is or where to find it. Settings. Interruption source. What would you recommend? Next state. Okay. Just apply these to all of these. I literally don't know what this is doing. I'm taking your word for it. Of this should do it. Next state. Should I apply it to all of these transitions as well, to the book closing? Do you think? I would. Okay. Okay. Next state. Next state. So if this all works correctly, I feel like what I need to do next is just some tidying, because I got a lot of parameters here that actually aren't being used because of me desperately trying to get it to work. So I'll probably delete some of the parameters that aren't being used.
I am an interruption source.
You sure are, buddy. Gesture manager. Book. See, it's still not always doing it. That's weird. Is that just going straight back to the first page? That went straight back to the first page. That's page 2. Page 3. That went straight to page 5. The animations, there are many different things it could be without looking at it. I'm not sure. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm flailing in the dark. I don't know what I'm doing. So I might maybe send you some screenshots maybe. I'm very much asking for advice because I don't know what to do. And if you're willing to offer it, I'm very grateful, because we kind of got it working. This bit works okay. We're on a different page. It still closes already. So the opening and closing works fine. Because there was a brief moment where if it wasn't on page 1, when it wouldn't close. It would go back to the hit, but it wouldn't close. So fix that problem. But still, it's not always doing the thing, and sometimes it does two at once, which is confusing. So, like, is it a contact thing? Is it a thing to do with this? Don't know. Hard to say. Hard to say. I'll save that and probably leave it for now. Hi, Russo. Good to see you. How's things? Summon a book. Forwards contact. So there's my forwards contact. I did wonder if it was this or something. Don't really know what that does. It's on enter. With the left hand. Oh, good. What about you? I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I got a cough that won't go away. Which, before people get worried, is very normal for me, actually. But one shave. I'm gonna leave that for now. Right. Add. Check Discord for a distraction. You guys always distracting me. Oh my gosh, look at that! That looks awesome. Very Undertale, love it. Hell yeah, Hope. Okay, is that enough geometry, I feel? We don't want a Starfield sandwich incident where a tiny little asset has a bajillion polygons on it. Starfield sandwich isn't real. Starfield sandwich can't hurt you. Was that truck part of the music because it sounded like it? It was not. I have no idea what they were upset about. There we go. That is probably a good amount because we've got symmetry on the lines. So that's probably a good amount. And same there. So that's probably the amount of geometry I'm going to go for. Okay, that's probably where I'm going to do that. Don't bring her into this. I spend all my days trying to forget Starfield sandwich. The Starfield sandwich, unfortunately, does have free real estate in my brain as a 3D modeler. But in a positive light of, like, whenever I look at my stuff, I'm just like, at least it's not the Starfield sandwich. At least it's not the Starfield sandwich. Right, again, I'm not trying to fit this to any of these models' fingers specifically. I'm just kind of trying to get it a size that is close. Oh, but I want this to stay on the origin. The lowest of all possible bars. Look, the bottom has to start somewhere. Okay? Oh, that's actually over. That link probably doesn't work anymore. Let me turn that off. There we go. There we go. You can still donate just in normal ways. Yes, you can still donate. You'd have to go to their website and find out how, because that link won't work. Seems to be opening. I mean, I'm not going to stop you. By all means. I have finished my chisps. And I will drink some tea. I'm like bracing myself because I feel like today is going to be the last day where the temperature is going to feel tolerable. And then tomorrow onwards, I'm going to be like, fucking kill me. $32 fucking kill me. $32 on Friday. Went to redeem eating lunch on stream, but you already did it. Yeah, I knew from the get-go that I was eating lunch on stream, so I just gave it at the start. Shade smooth. I don't want you in the collection. Okay. So I'm literally going to be using this as my base for all of the other ones. Where are we? Mark seam, and I'm gonna make the seam be here because it's gonna be in between the fingers, so that's the bit you'll see the least. Now that I have Substance Painter, I'm way better about like not having visible seams, but I still try to place them in locations that aren't going to be very visible. Some places in our country experience 45 degrees Celsius, they're alive somehow. Blows my mind. We're on 43% humidity today, and I think that's only going to go higher. So that also sucks. That's a lot of humidity. It is! That's why the hot weather sucks in the UK, because it's humid. Like being in a rainforest. Okay. So, like, when it comes to sizing, people can literally, in Unity, like, just sort of squish it however they want. So this is going to be like my base, basically. I'm going to add on to this shape. To make different rings. Imagine being in tropical weather. Yep. Is now looking. Enjoy your lurk, curls. Hope work is at least tolerable. I'm being sent Instagram reels from Stanji again. Oh, he's sending me a cat having cheek rubs. Oh. I am blessed. I am blessed with kitters. Okay, what's that? Hababa. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nope, that's not the thing I want to duplicate. I had the wrong thing selected. I want to duplicate this. So my thought for this, as a way to keep these optimized, is to have all of these rings using the same material. So that if it, instead of doing like a material for each ring, so if people want to have multiple rings, they're not just stacking multiple materials on their avatar. Because they're so small that they don't need a lot of, like, UV real estate, you know? So actually, I should probably do this before I duplicate them. UV unwrap. So we literally get like a line for the band, and I'm just going to have like each of the rings just be in a line, like next to each other, is my thought. I don't know why it's done that, this sort of flared end. I would kind of prefer if it didn't. Nope. Nope. Some of these options get you various things. Jesus. We just have an experiment. No, I think just that is probably our best option. Nope, not like that. Okay, I think that is the best we're going to get. I kind of didn't want to have this sort of flared end that we've got for some reason. My head is a mess. Nope. 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 Nowhere to go. I don't know where to go. Oh. Is a mess. Go by on a videotape. Spent a night in the woods to find direction. I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go. Oh. Okay, I mean, at least that's like a little bit straighter, maybe. I don't know. There is a trick. Click on the center box with face select on and then Control I and follow active quads. Click on the center. Face select. That one. Control I. Blender! The center, right. The center, okay. Oh my god, that's so much better, thank you. See, it's easy when you know. It's easy when you know. I was like, in my brain, I was like, there's definitely a way to do this. I just don't know what it is. There we go. Straight line. That's all I was after. A straight line. Okay, let's save as. I'm gonna make a new folder. Rings. Rings underscore 01 underscore start. Excuse me. That's all I wanted to do. Right. Okay. So we've done a plain ring. Now we're gonna come up with some different ones. Boop, 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 boop. Alright, so I guess in reality, this is more flat on the inside. This select is so big. There we go. There we go. So that's more what rings actually are shaped like. So let's just call this one round loop. And this one is actually the plain ring. Because that's more how rings are actually shaped. With a sort of a flat interior. They're not just perfectly round. Hi Doug, yeah, making rings. Simple things. Blender. Oh, there we go. So when I go to UV, this has the same UVs, which is what I was after. Sonic reference? No, just actual rings to wear. Okay, so we have a plain band. Duplicate that. Hide that. Okay. Sure. I feel like the next obvious one is to make one that has like a stone on it. The crystal maze. Someone's having a busy time at work, Stanji. Yes, just for ornamental purposes, as you say. That probably is alright. Is Stanchi playing Horse Race Ladies again? I have no idea. What he's currently doing is spamming my Instagram inbox with memes. He sent me 5 in the last 5 minutes, so that's why I'm like, clearly he's busy at work. It's everybody's favourite shape. Okay, I want a flat face at the top, I think. What is going to be a good one for that? A dodecahedron? No, I don't believe this is a dodecahedron. This is the icosahedron. It's the icosahedron, I believe. Right, yeah, I kind of want that. I want that straight, like that. Nope, that's not quite what I'm after still. There we go. So that the flat bit is at the top. Snap both of them to the grid. Is this the shape I want to use? After all this, I'm gonna start here and I'm like, is this the shape I want to use? Vent spawn? Yeah, that feels like a slightly better shape. Hey, the interesting part is going to be actually like the fixture, I think, of like getting it so it looks like it's part of the ring. It looks wonky from like one angle. I'd actually do worse with geometric shapes. I feel like I do better with organic shapes. It's just sent me another one. I just took the mick out of him now. I genuinely said, having a busy day then. What am I doing? I've just realised. I made a dice set. I can just use these. Look at these dice. I can just use one of these instead of trying to like make a weird shape that doesn't do what I want to. I could just grab one of these and use this. I have a very weird way of going about stuff because my brain does not work in the same way as other people's. What kind of shape do I want? This is the thing that like having obviously gone through the process of looking at rings and stuff. Like, there's so many different cuts and things that it's like kind of overwhelming. There we go. Turns out if I just use my brain and actually think, it turns out way better. It's throwing cheese at me. It is cool. Let me grab edges. No, not quite. There we go. There we go. Lies and slander. There we go. These are both the same object currently. I will want to change that. in relation to using your brain. Right. Bit of a delay on that one. Big stretch. Ugh. God, even on something as simple as this, my brain does not want to focus today. Split. There we go. Rectangle gem. Gem stone. Okay. Oh, they're a lot bigger than I realized they were. Hi, Nan. Though we went over this, Blue doesn't have brain, she has floof. Yes. Did you know this day is the shortest day of the year, maybe even the decade? The decade? Why the decade? Also, shouldn't it be longest? Not shortest? We're in summer. We've got the most daylight, right? Oof, what was I thinking with that one? So much like the ring, I'll probably like keep this as like a base one and then like duplicate it to have multiples. This one I need to rotate. You would normally think that, but for some reason the Earth is spinning faster today. What? How can they tell? Isn't it normally summer solstice that's the longest? Yeah. Southern Hemisphere, Northern Hemisphere has different stuff happening. If you Google Wednesday, July 9th, Earth rotation faster, you get tons of articles about it. What? How bizarre. How bizarre. How bizarre. How bizarre. I don't know how, but I'm blaming curls. Yeah. Those druids are up to something. Curl said she was lurking, so I don't know if we can get her to comment. We were extra early today, so the world got a little extra spin from her getting up too quickly. Definitely wasn't me. I went to bed late and woke up late. Sleep pattern still effed. Okay, so I went to bed relatively in time and woke up late. Damn. My sleep pattern is a jigsaw at the moment. Yeah. That's why I'm eating lunch on stream a lot, because basically my whole day is being shifted along by like an hour because of me waking up late. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good. And the yawning. Okay, so I need to make the like clasps. That hold the stone in place. What is the best way for me to do that is the question. Maybe if we take this, let's duplicate it, turn that one off, and we'll grab these faces. And we're gonna extrude them. Not with the soft select, like that. But they need to be smaller. Way too big. So instead of extruding those, what if I inset them like this. And then those ones we extrude. In comparison to the ring, that gem is probably still quite large. Definitely, like, thick. Squish it down. Yeah, that's actually ended up, like, inset on itself in a weird way. So I'm doing squad stuff for my companies in FF, kind of a pain. I found an adorable thing, dropped it in Skull of Means. I think I know what you mean, and I think, yes, I did some of that and also found it a pain to the point where I stopped. I, like, couldn't be asked anymore. So I stopped doing it. Aww. Me with all my friends. Me with all my friends. Okay, let's try something a bit weird. Not quite. It's gone, like, weirdly inset on this side, which I don't like. You can see how that's, like, underneath. delete your art. Start again. I think I'm going to include the bottom as like a thing. I don't have a ring like this, so I actually don't know how it like attaches. I know that it has like the 4 clasps over the corners, but I don't like know what the underside bit is like. Yeah, it's when I did this bit that it's like kind of weirdly going out. Individual origins? No? Yes? I don't know. Can you repeat the question? No, it's still doing this thing where it's like overlapping. I wanted to just go outwards, like straight. Median? Nope. Active element? Also nope. Still nope. Definitely not. Nope. Nope. Okay. Insert. I think maybe I extrude them one by one. Yeah. So if I tried to select them all at the same time, they like go in different directions. By the looks of it. So these ones, they all go in the same direction as one another. Google reference photos for jet rings. I literally have photos open on my other screen. Problem is that when you're looking at photos of rings, they all show you the top of the ring, not the underside, which is the bit I can't see. I know that I need the like clasp bit. I can see that I need the clasp going on the corners. You can sort of see there. Hi, Nemo! Oh, this is a bore lake. I'm not technically minded for angular shapes. I much prefer soft, round shapes, because I don't have to be exact. Might be worth looking at jewelry repair. Jewelry repair is not a bad idea. I could use a mirror modifier to get this how I want it. Jesus. Nope. Yeah, that's the shape I'm basically trying to make underneath here, but keeping the, like, poly count good. Basically the kind of shape I'm trying to make. I was trying to make it from the gem, but maybe it is better if I just make another cube and just make another primitive. What I could do is duplicate this again. And instead of selecting the faces I do need, select all the faces I don't need. This is why I wanted to do a small project before I get into the big project. If I need to get my brain back into Blender shape, essentially. So we end up with this. Good old green mage. Justina tried to sell me a vehicle. So things are going well for him then. What kind of vehicle? Off-road vehicle in a Twitch ad. Oh my god. I'm overthinking everything. I'm ending up with the same problem again, where we're getting it at like a weird angle rather than being even. Which I'm unhappy with. I can't do angular design. A Spheal? Love Spheal. Cherish the Spheal. I could have used my Ultra Cherish Ball. Spheal, the most angular Pokemon, has come to help. Is it bad? I have no idea what Pokemon were what anymore. No, it's not bad. There's over 1,000 of them now. I wouldn't expect people who aren't into Pokemon to remember every individual one. I got the Togepi. I got the strawberry Togepi. It's cute. Gave up after Gen 3. Spheal is Gen 3. But anyway, yeah, I don't blame people who don't know Pokemon. It's a lot to keep track of. But of course, guys, I'm obligated to remind you. I'm obligated. I have to. Life-size Spheal. Life-size Spheal. Let him into your life. Let him into your life. Let him in. Life-size Spheal. Life-size Spheal. Life-size Spheal. Look how squishy he is. Look how much he's being squimped. Life-size Spheal. They should make a life-size Snorlax and let you lay on the belly. They should, but a plush of that size would require a mortgage to purchase. Snorlax. Snorlax is 6'11". So yeah. You know, 6'11" is actually not as tall as I thought Snorlax was, but I suppose it's because he's round. A friend got it, they had to run up the stairs, they named it Sisyphus. I love that. I love that. That's wonderful. I'm sure it's doable. That's very doable. I'm sure that fans have probably definitely done it. Life-size Snorlax. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. That's great. Yeah, that happens a lot, especially I think with earlier gen monsters, is that you look up how big they are, and it's actually, like, not what you think. I accidentally grossed myself a little. I drank coffee and then a sip of tea. Ew. Brother, ew. Brother, ew. Maybe this would be even if I made it square to start with, and then we made it an oblong. Maybe that would help, because then everything would be even square. Because I think the reason that, like, when I'm extruding these, they're going off at a weird angle is because it's a rectangle, so it's not even. Because one face is longer than the other, obviously. That's what a rectangle is. So maybe if I did it as a cube instead. 'Cause the night will never give you what you want. Buy yourself a life-size Wailord for never financially recover. But the Arcanine I have isn't technically life-size because Arcanine is actually bigger than that. But even so, I'm still shocked that we have it. Honestly. Like... Huh? There has to be a way to get the pivot point to go off the individual origin instead of the global direction. You see, there is literally a button at the top that is, do you want it to be global or individual? But when I switched to individual, it, like, didn't change anything. Literally here, you can go individual, median, active. I changed to individual, and it didn't seem to help. At least I felt like it didn't. You see, we're still kind of going a bit wonky. We're still kind of wonky. And I think it's because we're rectangular, not square. Yeah, that's the video showing the thing I already know about. I felt like it wasn't working. I was always a Google Sketch person, not Blender. My initial 3D learning was in Blender, but that was when I was in uni and college, and they had student versions that were basically free for us to use because we were students. Once I graduated and I no longer had access to them, I was like, well, guess I gotta learn Blender because I ain't paying for Maya. They briefly tried to get us to use 3ds Max, and I literally went, no. No. Yeah, weird. Okay, so how did I do this? I did edit, top face, bottom face, inset, and then we did all the edges beveled. Like that. So now I want to do face. Ooh, 2 minutes late for meeting. Have a nice one. Bye! Hope the meeting goes okay. Thanks for the help. That's looking better. Jesus. What is this? Alright, I feel like this face we're going to make bigger. Like that. I just realised that I haven't done this. To give us our slight risen shape. People who are good at this are probably watching me and just like cringing and dying inside of like, God, you're doing this so badly. And I'm like, leave me alone. I want to be modeling organic shapes. I don't know why I chose to do this first. I thought it would be easy and I was wrong. A Drudigon. Oh, I was typing in all caps. I also typed it wrong. Oof, getting warm. The sun's on this side of the house. Oh. Cute picture from a friend. Bevel first. Bevel. The short yesterday did okay. I definitely feel like I've been baited by both YouTube and TikTok when I posted the first one I did last week after like, not posting everything all year. Both of them did really well and got loads of interactions, and I was like, "Ah, cool, I should make more." And now I've made more and they haven't done anywhere near as well, and I'm like, fucking hate the algorithm. This does not look as good. After all that. After all that, this does not look as good. I do not like it. I do not like it. I am not happy with it. It does not look as good. Stop doing that, please. It was tricky. I don't know where to start with any of it. Yeah, I keep saying the same thing, which is basically I prefer modeling organic shapes rather than modeling like objects, like very angular geometric objects. So it's like I'm trying to do everything, straight and even and mathematical, and that's not how I like to do things. Eh. So you know what? Maybe I just make do. Maybe we just make do. At the end of the day, this is a ring. It's going to be like that big. Don't have that dwarven mindset. No. I have kobold brain. This is the bit that Stanji always gets really upset about because, dwarves are superior. But it is legitimately written in the lore that kobolds are superior at mining. The dwarves are superior at their crafting. So I can mine. Can't do the crafting. Give me a mindless thing of just like, yeah, just do this. But the moment I gotta think, oh no, brain, brain hurt. I think I've said this before. I want more kobold games. Not enough. Need more of them. A brain in this economy? I know, right? Imagine. Couldn't be me. Bleh, excuse me. The hole digging game showed that people do like just digging holes. Need a kobold game about digging. They yearn for the mines, exactly. You know what, I probably was overthinking it. That's fine. Look at that, that's fine. I've learned about this thing, by the way. I've learned that there is software. I think it's a browser-based software that you can upload 3D models to, and it will like unwrap them, kind of like the UV unwrapper thing that I use for textures, but it does it in a way for making plushies instead of for like games and texturing. So it generates seam allowance, and you can label all the parts, and like it will print, and it will like generate the image that you can print it out as like a template for your fabric, and it will like label all the bits so you can be like, you know, this is inner leg, you know, whatever. And I learned about that the other day, and I was literally just like, you know, like the monkey in the video of just neuron firing of that would be so cool. I have never made plushies, but I've said several times that I feel like eventually making plushies is going to be like a natural evolution of mine. But it's an expensive hobby because all those raw materials are pricey. So it would be a hard thing to justify for like a personal thing, which I guess is why some people, you know, make plushies and sell them because it is expensive. But it did just make me sort of go, ooh, ooh. Creature. Also, Sam and also slightly Simmer have definitely instilled in my brain calling people creatures. Gender neutral term of endearment. Look at this little creature. He's such a creature. Just a little creature. I'm a creature. Big creature. Just want to be a creature. My little creature? You're absolutely a little creature. We're all little creatures. I want to be a creature. Unwrapping. There. So, yeah, Sam and Simmer have instilled that in my brain. Creature. Because they both just be like, look at this creature. And I'm like, oh my god, it is a creature. Oh my. Oh wow. That's not better. Someone said something about me third person and happy. Yay! Yay! I feel like there's a meme that I could do as well, because I've been thinking about Digimon and stuff. Because of my 2 Digimon textures that I did. A new Digimon game coming out, and my brain in the shower one of the days was like, there are 3 types of Digimon, which is creature, machine. No, wait, no, it was creature, weapon, human person. Those are your 3 core types of Digimon. There's sometimes overlap, like a Venn diagram, but that's your 3 core types of Digimon. Creature, weapon, that's a person. And this genuinely feels like a meme that I could, like, make a Venn diagram, like, image about. I should have done these on separate layers. God damn it. Angry at myself. Trying to make a meme and being prevented from doing so. There we go. These are your 3 cardinal Digimon types. Give me a Digimon. We can test this. That's a person. That's a human person. Weapon. Creature. Leomon, Patamon, Machinedramon. Okay, let's go. Patamon. Easy. Easy. He a creature. That's a little creature. That's a creature. That's a little creature right there. Leomon. That's a creature, but that's a human person. I'm sorry. That's a human person. Machinedramon. You can't look at this guy and tell me that that is not just a weapon. That's just a weapon. I thought the cardinal types were cute, annoying, and sick as fuck. Angemon? That's a human person! That's a human person. It's a human person. And your woman. It's also a human person. Come on, guys. Try harder. That's just a person. That's just a person. I'm getting my layers mixed up. He's a little creature. That's just a creature. I wasn't doing them as not one of these three. I was doing them to give solid definitions of each category. Here we go. Alramon. Alramon. Make sure I've spelled that correctly. Ah! That's a creature. Different version of Palmon. That's a creature. That's just a creature. It's a little plant creature. That's a creature. See, this is how Digimon is sorted. I realized this. I realized this in the shower. Shower thoughts. There are only 3 kinds of Digimon. Ekakimon. I'm spelling this correctly. E-K-A-K-I. Little pencil guy. Never seen him before. Still a creature, though. Still a creature. Barbamon? No, not baboon. Google. That's a human. That's a short human person. That's a human. That's a weapon. Hi, Galaxia. Hi. Are you here for my hot takes on Digimon? This is what we're doing now. I was making a ring, but now we're doing hot takes on Digimon. Okay, we got a couple more. Junkmon. Let's have a look. Oh my god, look at this little guy. He has got a gun on his back though. We got our first crossover one. That's a little creature, but he is a weapon. That is a little creature, but he is a weapon. May Crackmon. I actually know this one. May Crackmon. There's 2 versions of him. Do you have a preference? I'm here to see if you unlock a 4th kind of Digimon. We'll see. That's a human person. Not really? Okay. let's be real. We know what this area is, and it's you're a fucking furry. That's what this section is. There we go. That's what this area is. This area is furry bait. I found a triple Metal Garurumon. That is a triple. We got our first central. Metal Garurumon is all three. He is a creature and a weapon. Actually, no, wait. He's just a creature and a weapon. No, he's not a human. Metal Garurumon. He's not a human. He's a creature and a weapon. You're thinking of the wrong Garurumon, I think. I think you're thinking of the wrong Garurumon. That's a creature. But conversely, I think we could call... I think we could call... sorry, itch. What are you talking about? What do you mean I say hiding my copies of Pseudo-Regalia and Atlas? I still need to play Atlas. I was going to make it a community night game. I need to play it. Trying to find human weapons. You want a human weapon? Let me think. Yeah. A lot of Digimon are creatures at the end of the day. A lot of them are creatures. A lot of them are creatures. Oh, this is an interesting name. Cho Hakaimon. Cho... What even? Hakaimon. What is that? The fuck? Yep. That's a it's legitimately a human. That's just a human. I mean, sure, they got a big hammer, but that's a human. In a costume. They're going there. They're like on the edge of here. That's a human. They have a hammer, but that's too much a human. Too much a human. Jesus, all caps. Metal... Life Kuwagamon. I've heard of Metal Kuwagamon. I've never heard of Metal Life Kuwagamon. Wow, okay. What the fuck? Yeah, I think that's probably... Yeah. That's a human weapon. That's a human weapon. What the hell? Lance! Thank you for subscribing! How you doing? We were... Oh, Das Mark tangent off on bingo. We were doing some 3D modelling, but now we've fallen into the Digimon pit because I have made the assertion that there are only 3 kinds of Digimon. Nefertimon's a creature, by the way. Navimon. Wow, he is so sharp. He is so sharp. That's a weapon. He's so sharp and pointed. That's just a weapon. I don't think he gets creature status. He's a weapon. He's just so pointy. I love that I've got all my chat googling random Digimon now. Junomon hysteric mode. What is this? What the fuck is that? Yeah, you can go Inhuman Weapon. That's a human weapon. Junomon regular is very different. Oh god. Junomon. Yeah, Junomon regular loses its weapon. That's just a person. But Junomon regular is a person. Junomon regular is a person. I stand by my guns that Hagurumon isn't a person, a weapon, or a creature. He's part of an appliance. He's just a creature, though. Just because he's not organic doesn't mean he's not a creature. I was scrolling up in case I'd missed any. He's not a creature. He is a creature. That's a creature. He's going to eat your electrical wiring. He goes over here. He's close to weapon. He's a creature. That's a creature. A creature cannot fix my what? She absolutely can. Raihimon. Raihimon, that's a person. That's a person. Shoutmon? Creature. Don't even need to Google him, but I know. He's basically a kobold! Like how this guy's Digimon page actually has different artwork to all the others. That's just a kobold! It's a creature! But he has a lion head. Still a human, though. That's a human person. Look at him. That's a human person. He's just wearing a mask. There's a human in there. That's a human person. He can go here. But that's a human person. He doesn't fall into furry bait. That's a human person. I'll do one for Core, because Core's not here. We all know which one this is. Gundramon's a weapon! Oh, hi, Core. There you go, I did one for you. Gundramon's a person. Mecha War Greymon. I think you've said 2 different names there, Core. Mecha War Greymon is not a thing. Do you mean War Greymon or do you mean Metal Greymon? I think War Greymon is our first middle. I don't know if that's a hot take, but, like, he's a creature, but he's also a person, but that's also a weapon. Yes, okay. Victory Greymon. Victory Greymon. Oh, he also goes in the middle. He also goes in the middle. We got two middle from Greymon. Nope, it didn't copy the picture. That's just Greymon but with a sword. So even more weapon. But still a creature. That's very definitely a creature, but he's a bit person. He goes down here, and he's over there. See, this is fun. Everybody's getting involved. Commandramon. Creature weapon. Creature weapon. Mostly creature, little bit of weapon. Vulturemon. Jesus. Jesus Christ, I'm discovering Digimon I've never heard of. That's also creature weapon. He's not got enough human in him. He's not got enough human. He's creature weapon. Could borderline just weapon. Borderline just weapon. Omni Shoutmon. That's weapon vibes. He's lost his creatureness. But he's definitely not human. Downgrade, in my opinion. Lost his creature. Jaeger Dorulumon. I'm gonna start to pull the brakes on this a little bit so I can go back doing a little bit of work, but this is very funny to me. Dorulumon. Jesus. You can barely see his head. He's weapon as well. That's weapon. Not enough creature. We could take all day on this otherwise. I'm actually having a lot of fun. But I'm supposed to be working. I've kind of pulled random words out of the hat that sounded Digimon. I did Gundramon for you. Unsurprisingly, he's weapon. Petermon and Paimon. Petermon. That's a human! My god. That's just a human. That's a human. Also a human. A terrifying human, but still a human. There are no flaws. What did you expect with Petermon? I'd literally not heard of the name, and I was like, why is it just called Pete? Yep, it's because it's meant to be Peter Pan, and it's just a human. My logic is flawless. Zambamon, this is your last one, Doug, because you're giving a lot. And I need to get back to work at least for like 15 more minutes. Zanbamon. Oh, he's a middle guy. Zambamon's a middle guy because he's a human, but he also is a horse. And also just everything weapon. He's all of them, but in a bad way. He's all of them, but in a bad way. Alphamon. That's a human person. That's just a guy in a suit of armor. That's a human person. He's the worst version of a centaur. He is. I don't like him. I'll be real. I don't like him. Fake Agumon. Is fake Agumon actually a thing? This guy... Copy image. That's a creature. That's just a creature. Him a creature. Some have suggested if humans had a sub-race it would be clown. I hate that. A guy in a suit of armor that can turn into a car. That's just Digimon for you. It's just, oh my god. It's Digimon. But yeah, my logic is flawless. Okay? I will not be accepting criticism. My logic is flawless. I'm literally saving this because it's funny. I guess this goes under art. I guess I'll just put this under, like, misc. Or memes. Is Renamon in Furry Bait? Yes. Because she is very human in how she is presented. There you go. There's Renamon. I'm going to post this picture in Discord when we're done. Okay. Also, Ranamon. Of course, I do know of Ranamon. See, Renamon is furry bait but leans towards creature, whereas Ranamon is furry bait but leans towards human. Last one is Gilmon. Gilmon is a creature! He's the creaturiest of creatures! Big kobold energy! Him a creature! What a creature. There you go. There you go. This is my magnum opus. I will not be accepting feedback. There we go. A day to put it on Blue Sky? I will. Weapon feels too empty, so I'm gonna put one in that I know is a weapon. Tankmon, weapon. Let's get another weapon in there. Goldbat escaped. Now my repel just works. Batterymon. He's given weapon energy. That's weapon energy. That's weapon energy. Ah. There we go. There we go. Okay. Right, we're gonna leave that. That was fun. Have we marked off tangent? If not, I will do so. We did not. I will mark off tangent. It's also actually, Paula, draw up a chart. That never happens. We drew a chart. Yeah. That was fun. I love this. I will never have luck on bingo. It's only Wednesday. It's only Wednesday. It's still early. We have the chaos of Minecraft to happen on Friday. That was fun. I need music muted and music isn't shuffled for bingo. Doesn't happen very often. I'm very good at staying on top of it now. But who knows? Microphone was muted randomly at the start, which isn't a bingo thing because I don't think that's ever happened. So it could happen. Making a ring? Yes, yes, that's what I was meant to be doing. Before the Digimon interlude happened. We've only had one bingo, and that's because somebody is a cheaty McCheaterface. This is correct. The only person who has ever won bingo is Spook, and Spook manipulated it because he was playing bingo and saw that he needed biscuits and tea to win, and because he lives with me, he went and made me a cup of tea and got me biscuits. And then he was like, mark it off bingo, and when I did, he won. And I was like, wow! Wow, you cheated! Just so he could win bingo. He's not even on the top of the leaderboard, even so, which is the funniest part to me. I'm in no way salty about this. Fixing. Okay. Alright, you've been UV. Okay, so you two, I'm gonna join. Lo-fi! Right, so as I said, I kind of want all the rings to use the same material. So I am going to squish these down some more. Because we're going to have the UV of the first basic band is there. And then we want this, like, this ring is on, like, uses the same material, but we don't want them, if people want to have different colored rings, so, like, I don't want it to be the same UV space. I'm probably not explaining this very well. So let me make sure I don't get these mixed up. So that's the plain ring that's just going to be a band on its own. So this one is going to be the square gem ring, which this is a part of. So this UV, I want to move along to like there. And I think what I would like to do is stack these like this. Lo-fi! like that. In fact, this is probably just way too big for what it is. So I can probably squeeze in like UVs for another gem for another section of the ring, and for like a different ring under here. I am aware of the time, but it's fine. I made lasagna. So dinner is basically ready. Because I made lasagna the other day, and we have a lot of lasagna left over. Whenever I make lasagna, that's like dinner sorted for like the next 2 days. It takes me a lot of time to make lasagna, so it's like paying it forward almost. Instead of having to spend half an hour on 3 days making 3 different meals, I spend like an hour and a half one day making one big meal. So took ages, but now I don't have to worry about it today, which is nice. Blech. Making sure my chair wasn't like rolling over a wire or something. Mm-hmm. So let's just make a new material, rings underscore mat. And you also are going to use rings mat. Yeah. There we go. So we can see how they are both there. So one material, but you can have them be different colors if you really want. I'm thinking of making a more chunky ring that's like a wolf head. My thoughts being of like something that might appeal to a more masculine crowd rather than like just gemstone rings. Yeah, something kind of like this. Something kind of like that. Which it's way too late in today to start working on that, but that's going to be one of them. I am going to do the other gem ring. So, which was this one. With a more typical sort of diamond shape on it. size. And we're going to make the fastening, the fixing is apparently what it is referred to as, the fixing around it to hold it in place. Take a sip, thank you. Water. Spook is home. He may have helped himself to lasagna. There's technically nothing stopping him. Doesn't have to wait for me to have dinner. Oh, another Guild Wars thing. A knife! Could be anything, especially since we already have rogues in the game. Jesse has gotten full boomer. What happened this time? What happened this time? Okay, we need to duplicate the plane ring. This is going to be gem ring. Made a challenge called Too Old for This. Okay, let's make that a seam. And we're going to... Which way's the front? That's probably the front, so we're going to make that the seam. He's made a channel called Too Old for This. He's posted about it. That's kind of funny, though, because, you know, Jesse's been on YouTube for, like, forever. Right? I feel like Jesse, and probably Krendor as well, have got to be some of the oldest YouTubers out there who are, like, still actively making content for YouTube. Because they started before Markiplier. You know, people like Markiplier have been around for a long time as well, but they started before him. I'm gonna disappear. Bye! I'm guessing you're going for dinner. Enjoy. My cushion on my seat has somehow ended up, like, wiggled forward. There we go. And something was bothering me for a while, and I was like, why can I not sit comfy? It's because my cushion had moved. I should do the UVs for that later. I wish it would stop doing that. Okay, how am I going to do this one? So, it's still 4 points around the ring. So I kind of feel like cube. Because with the other one I like copied the shape of it, but I am doing something slightly different with this. So I think cube. I've also posted random cute thing in memes. For me. Oh, you posted it in general, but also, yes, very cute. Get this somewhat central. That's central on that side and on that side. Okay, cool. And there. Good. Right, how do we wish to do this then? How do we do this? Not like that. Nope. 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 Okay. It's not doing anything. Eh. What if instead we did beveled edges? Like this. And then... This might be something that a mirror modifier would be of great assistance on. I think this time round. Okay. Add modifier. Mirror. On the... Which axes? Which axes do I want? Yeah, like that. Okay. Okay, that's what I'm after. Hi, Vos! Hello. Okay, that's what I'm after. Sure. I do want this kind of thing. Like that. And then I also want something similar this side. So we've got 4 things surrounding it. Make them thinner, but then make them long again. Okay, right kind of vibes, right kind of vibes. Let's see what you want to do. Yeah, you're picking up what I'm putting down. Shade smooth. Stop doing that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use maybe normal blending to make this look like the it's one piece of metal, rather than trying to awkwardly stitch it together. There's also a small base underneath the stone. Yeah, I got like reference pictures. I think this is the reference I'm mostly going off, so I'm going to like have a little bit come up here. Then this is the reference I'm going to be mostly using for this one. Event spawn. Five more event spawns until I get a Professor Pikachu. I don't even have that option as a quest. I mean, I haven't caught enough things. So I'm often too invested in whatever I'm doing to catch them as often. Uh-oh, I've hit a button again and changed things. There we go. Okay, I am gonna need to fill these in probably. Edge. What would bridging even look like? Nope, it don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. There's gotta be a better way. That kinda did it. I don't know why the camera's doing that. I think I need to cut this face. Where's my knife? Shink a knife! There we go. Okay, well, we definitely want a loop there. Knife. Good stuff. Same on the underside. I was thinking today horn ring, but I don't know what design would be to my liking. The nice thing about the things like ring, like a ring in this instance, like this, is that obviously the instinct is to put it on your finger, but you could technically put them anywhere because they're just loops. You could make them really big and make them bracelets. Technically, nothing's stopping you doing that. You could put them on your tail. You could put them on a horn because it's just a matter of scaling. The icons are kind of confusing sometimes. Kind of wish they told you what you got had a new marker in the inventory. The problem is that I think they do have a character limit, so they want to use emojis, but they have to use emojis rather than emotes because emotes won't work in every channel, whereas emojis are neutral and can be used everywhere. So they're basically using emojis as a form of hieroglyph. They're using an image to convey a word. Big stretch. Ugh. 5:30. At this point, I'm making up for our Digimon tangent because that was quite a long tangent. So I'm making up for the Digimon tangent. Ah! trying to get it perfect just yet. I'm still kind of just blocking in the shape. Hey, Blue, you know how you doing? Our friends love bread. I dropped something in Skull means yes, it's actually there this time. Thank you. I also like bread. Dino bread. Rare. Cool, I've just noticed, why is your Discord tag fool? What is that? And here's someone mowing their lawn, which frankly is probably a good idea because it's probably going to be too hot this weekend if it's going to be 32 degrees. So do it now. Fool's Gold Discord. Oh, that's that D&D thing, isn't it? I don't follow that one. I saw someone had pitch. Yeah. I've seen quite a few because they've like rolled them out publicly. I believe we could get one for Skywolf, but it would cost us... It literally uses up your boosts, so we would lose our level 2 status if I did that, and I kind of want to keep level 2. Because level 2 gives us higher quality audio and upload increase. So I kind of want to keep that. So we don't have a tag. Because we have exactly the amount of boost that we need to be level 2, which is 7. And you literally, like, buy the server tag with 3 boosts. So the 3 boosts would be taken away from our server level, so we would go down to level 1. What would we put it as? I know most people have 4 letters, but I believe you can have 3, so I was kind of thinking of just putting Sky, because I've already seen Wolf obviously going around the furry fandom. I think there's multiple servers that have Wolf, so I was thinking of putting Sky. Because you can have 3 letters. I've seen people with 3. BSW9. Also that. Yeah, BSW9 is the abbreviation I've often used for my name. B-Sky. The problem with B-Sky is that people probably think it's the social media, which is the problem I'm facing. The boost stays for a little while if the boosts get lower than the limit. It stays for a little while, but I would prefer keeping server level 2. This would be one of the positives of trying to get the community to grow. We might get some more boosts, and we could have both. Yeah, I was probably going to go with Sky as the server tag, because it's both Blue Sky Wolf, but it's also Skywolf Creations. Blue Skywolf 09, today's the 9th. Happy birthday, Blue. It's not my birthday, but it is a month until we get married, because we're getting married on the 9th.
Happy birthday, Blue.
It's not my birthday! Hello. You alright? You were downstairs a while.
Yes.
Okay. Did you have your lasagna? Is that what you were doing? Okay. I did wonder. See, now you can have it.
Birthday, Blue. Birthday.
We were just talking about like Discord server boosts and server tags. You have these things next to your name now. I was asking why Cause is full. Full next to his name. Yeah, we have the exact number we need to be level 2, but you have to spend boosts in order to get the server tag, which would drop us from level 2. And I would rather keep level 2 because it gives us more upload space, it gives us HD streaming, it gives us better audio quality. So I would rather keep the tier 2 boost than have a tag. That's just what we were talking about. We made a Digimon chart. Do you want to see? Oh. Okay. What? What's up?
It's time for tea.
You said you were going to go shower. Okay. I'm still streaming because I'm making up for the break I took to make the Digimon chart. That's why I'm still going. Because I took a half-hour break to make this. It was really fun. It was really fun. There are only 3 kinds of Digimon. Which is, that's a human, that's a weapon, or it's just a creature. There is some crossover. If it's a human and a creature, then it's furry bait. I can see he's thinking about it. He's thinking about it.
What about the chess ones?
Chess ones? They're still creatures. Except when you get to, like, Bishopmon, because I think that is just a person. I like that he actually stopped to think about it. Yeah, quick fire round. Creature, creature, human, 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 human. Quick fire round. Nanimon? That's unfortunately a human creature. Which unfortunately technically puts it in the furry bait category, which I hate. But, I mean, that's a human creature. That's a human creature, but in the bad way. So yeah, he's a human creature, which means he's technically in the furry bait category, which is not good. Hackmon, we're not doing this again! No, I'm not doing this again! We had it. We paused because it was distracting from work for too long. Okay? We're not doing it again. I will only do them if I can remember them off the top of my head. I'm not gonna look them up. add another cube. Because apparently we fixed problems with cubes here. So basically, so what I'm gonna do, modifier mirror. I need you to be centralized to the rest of the ring. Snap to grid. Snap to grid. Like that. Yeah, I want it mirrored on that axis. So basically we're making like a nice shape at the side here. Although I will say there is also an interesting pattern in Digimon that generally, the lower level they are, the more creature they are. That's not always the case. But that is an interesting observation. The lower they are, the more of a creature they be. And the majority of our humans are ultimates and megas. And that's just an interesting observation. Starter Digimon is just a slime. It's true, but that still qualifies as creature. A slime is a creature. But yeah, 90% of starter Digimon's a slime. So we're not making a new category, because that's still a creature. Like I kind of said earlier, I think I'm just gonna like try to normal blend these in. So that it looks smooth. So this looks like a smooth piece of metal. Stop doing that. Never used to do that. Daipenmon, Shademon. I don't remember what Shademon is, but I think I remember what Daipenmon is, and I think that that's a creature. But bordering on weapon. If that's the one I'm thinking of. I don't remember what Shademon is, and I'm not looking it up because I'm trying not to get distracted too much again. Penguin Popsicles is Daipenmon. Yeah, I thought it was that one. Yeah, that's a creature, but could be a weapon. It's in creature, but it's on the border of weapon. It's not quite in the mid. It's not quite weapon enough to be in the middle category. So it's a creature though. That's a creature. Right, well now it's 10-2, I'm gonna go till 6. So that's a nice sort of out on the hour finish. So 10 more minutes. Examining reference, examine, ponder. I feel like So with my shorts, this is now the point that is most tricky for me, because what I want to try to do is alternate between a kind of like one of the ones that I've been doing I'd kind of done up until this point, which was like the VR chat kind of skit kind of ones, and then alternate between those and actual Twitch clips, which, as you can imagine, I have quite a few of. It's just kind of like picking which Twitch clips. So now I'm in that sort of, now I'm in the difficult in between moment of the last one I posted was a Twitch clip, and I don't have a VR chat one prepped. So we will see how I do. We will see how I do. I want the next one. I want it because I want to do both. I want to, even though obviously I do, because the part of the point of doing shorts is to try and promote what I do in the hopes of getting more viewers. So it's like you gotta put Twitch clips on there, because otherwise, how are people going to know what it is I do? But I also want to make these VR chat ones because they're fun to make. Mr. Buggy Boy, oh, you did. You did. Sorry. So, as with most things, I have ideas, it's mostly just the doing. I probably have about 50 audio clips saved that I would like to make VR chat skits out of. It's just that the whole effort of getting all the VR stuff set up, finding a world, recording, all that jazz, it takes a long time. I do have an idea for what I could try to do for this week. I also know which world I could use, which would be just the photo world, because I don't think the world for this one would matter. So I probably just would pick the photo world because it has good lighting and a neutral backdrop. Apparently Zoe Monster Con plush is coming out. Oh, really? Are you gonna get one? We have an interior face that we do not want. There we go. Probably not, I'm saving my pennies, but still cool. Understandable. I prefer my face to not be interior. Same. Same. I agree. No, I think this is kind of too thick. Also, I think they have rounded ends. These kind of like fixings. What if I just took everything and smoothed it? Neighbours mowing the lawn. I'm interested in how the possibly Guild Wars classes will be implemented. I don't really have any strong opinion on the topic because I've never played Guild Wars 1. Thank you, Hope. My last bit of water. My last bit of water. Let's delete that. We're not going to use that now. That was a test that didn't work out. Okay, I'm still working on this idea. I kind of know mentally what I want this to look like. It's just like working it out. Because like in real life, you don't actually get rings that are just sort of like a gem like this generally, because that would snap off. That's too thin. That would snap off. So you have the like supporting bits on the side. For our stream, you sure have the energy I don't have at the moment. I mean, I'm definitely ready to stop. I got distracted by Furubate, so she had an hour. I got distracted by Digimon, which includes Furubate. I felt guilty. I felt like we spent a lot of time doing this chart, detracting from work, so I'm making up the hours. I also have the added benefit of I don't really need to prep dinner. Dinner is already sort of done. It just has to be heated up. Otherwise, Spook would be in here shaking me aggressively, going, "Where's my dinner?" Yeah, kind of like that. I do not have infinite energy. I assure you, I am starting to feel very tired. But yeah, as you say, we have kind of hit the 4-hour mark, so I suppose I should stop. Yeah. Is Arcanine taller than God of War in the canon? I don't know. Google it. So my understanding, and I have a very basic understanding of jewelry, I'll be real. My understanding is that the reason that we have like these kind of like baskets, these sort of like cages, is because we don't want to just encase the gem completely in metal, because you want light to be able to get into it. So rather than having a solid block, we want a hollow bit so that light can get in to make the gem sparkle, is my understanding. That's correct, yeah. Neat, so the avatars are correct. Huh, well, there you go. Vaporeon is not as big as an Arcanine. That's definitely false. Excuse me. Except a Gigantamax. Well, that doesn't count. Saying I'm taller if I'm Gigantamax is being like, oh, I'd win because I have everything proof armor. And it's like, well, yeah, but you're also taking all the fun out of it. God, this is so finicky to do in 3D. No wonder it costs so much to do it in real life. I think I need this bit, like, hollowed out as well. Maybe not hollowed out. Maybe I just... Maybe instead I just grab this. Nope, that's not the bit I want to grab. Grab this. Throwing science at the wall and seeing what sticks. This might be delete your art area again. Of like, man, this would just be easier if I just started again. I don't know. What I need to do is stop. That's why. I'm overthinking. I'm tired. I'm hot. It's like 28 degrees or something stupid like that. And I should probably go eat. So, yeah. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for coming today. Thanks for the Digimon talk. That was really fun. I enjoyed that. I'll probably post the chart on Blue Sky. Because, let's be real, I don't post shit on Twitter anymore because it's a flaming trash heap. So, yeah. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you, Lance, and I hope the rest of you will enjoy the rest of your day. I will see you tomorrow for Final Fantasy. We're probably going to do story because, I mean, we left in a freaking wild place. But we might do Moogle as well. We might do a touch of Moogling. We'll see. Depends on where the story goes. If the story is actually insane, we'll probably just keep doing story. And I'll do Moogling in my own time. But yeah. So I'll see you for that tomorrow. And Friday I'll be trying to carry on with this, and then we'll be launching the Minecraft server. We should post details of that tonight. You should. You will only be able to join the server on Friday. We don't want people having an early start. When I say we'll be posting the details, we'll be telling you what mod pack you need to download and all of that jazz. The server is not yet open. It opens on Friday. Okay? Right. I can smell garlic. Spook is attempting to cook dinner without me. That's concerning. So I should probably go join that. Do something about that. Right. I'll see you then. Bye. Bye-bye.